After spending 5 years in the streets as a vendor, I realized that each man is in charge of whether they make it or break it in business. I've put together pragmatic business nuggets for entrepreneurs that have sustained me in the most uncertain economic times. Join me on this journey to impart this business wisdom to the movers and shakers. Together, let's build a strong network of entrepreneurs who break limits.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Ask Jerry, the Chartered Vendor Show. My name is Chamisach Karate, I'm your host, and I'm with Jerry in the studio today.
Hi Shami,
How
thank you
are
for
you?
having us.
How has been the week?
The day was okay.
How-
Busy selling.
As always, how was the preparation for the training that's going to be held on the 2nd
On
of
the
April
2nd
at
of
Sable
April.
Business World?
I'm ever ready. We are ready for them because that's what we are doing here. So we're just going to give them what we are doing, what is making M&J tick. So it's a matter of sharing. We're sharing with them our secrets.
Are you sure that you'll be sharing your secrets? You know, so
Yes, we're
many
sharing
people
our
don't want to
secrets.
share.
Do you know what?
Uh-huh.
To the contrary, many people, they think that if you dish out content,
Yes.
sometimes you're dishing out your secrets. But to be honest, I give everyone everything what we are doing here. But what differentiates everything
Exactly.
now is how you're going to execute.
Execution. How you're going to implement what you
Execution
tell.
is what is key.
Yes.
Because if I tell you maybe to call your client 10 times, yes, I'm giving you that content, but are you brave enough to
call.
call that client 10
I
times?
love that. Are you brave enough to call them 10 times?
Exactly.
Because come to think of it, you know, calling someone 10 times is a lot.
Yes, in our normal setup, in our culture,
Yes.
we're taught that bothering someone is not good.
Exactly.
You know, when you're still a kid, when you were still a kid, 2 years, 3 years, when you wanted yogurt, you would insist
Until you get
until
it.
you get it. Even at home, my
Yes.
kid, she can insist. She's 7 years old, but she can insist. Sometimes
Until she gets the result she
even
wants.
to the end that maybe she'll be actually nagging you, but you have to buy that
Yes.
thing for her. So this is what you're supposed to do also as a salesperson. You must behave like a kid. Get whatever you want. If you want money,
Just keep at it until
we
you
are
get
in a
it.
difficult economy. The customers, they are available, are qualified, but sometimes they can be scarce.
Exactly.
You need to be constant. You need to be persistent. You need to always call that client, making sure that you're bothering that client. Even if they're going to ignore you, you still have to contact them. If you ignore me on your phone and you say maybe I stop calling you on your phone,
Yes.
what I will do, I'll look for you on your Facebook or even on your Instagram. Start liking your posts and commenting. That's still following up.
That, okay.
Yes.
That's just calling up. Well, that's actually great because today, in preparation for that, we are going to be talking about sales.
Yeah.
In preparation for, you know, what's going to happen on the 2nd of April. I want people to have an idea of what they can expect. Right. So, what is the best way for businesses in the services industry to approach selling?
Okay.
Like, do you just pitch your products, or like, is there more to it? What do you do when you are a service provider? It's not a product. It's not like one particular physical product. It's a service.
Okay.
How do you approach that?
Thank you so much. Sales in the service industry,
Yes.
even when you're selling a product, the selling process might differ, but selling still remains the same.
Okay.
The customer always asks, or customers, they listen to this radio station, WIIFM.
What is that?
What's in it for me?
What's in it for me?
Yes. So
Wow.
people should desist from selling a service. Let's
Okay.
say maybe someone is into maybe they own a beauty spa. It's not about selling hair pieces. It's not
Okay.
about selling your massage. But why do that person need a massage?
You're selling
So
the
it's
experience.
not about selling the massage, but it's selling. The customer will ask, "What's in it for me? What do I? What am I going to benefit end of the
from
day?
it? Yes, because, you
after
know,
a $100 massage, what is going to be changes on my body? How do I going to feel? It's not about you just selling a product. It's not
Okay.
about you selling a service. Hence, it will lead us to another process.
What process?
Sales is all about asking quality questions,
Okay.
contrary to preaching.
All right.
People, they don't care about the features of your product. They don't care about how your product, how good it is.
Okay.
They want their questions or their problems solved. So if you're in a service industry, you need to first ask.
So, but what if describing the features, right, is my way of trying to address the needs that, you know what, your problem is this, and let's say, you know, my phone, for instance, it's got a front camera, so you can, you know, you can take a picture from the front, you can take a picture from the back, you can message somebody, you know, like, what if describing the features is my way of trying to tell you the problem that we're going to solve? How best do I then approach that?
Yeah, great. But I agree with you 100%. But when you're busy telling a customer features, when you're busy telling a client features, that's when you're going to lose the customer. Because you're busy telling them, you're busy explaining to them what they don't even want to hear. I will give you an example, an iPhone. Yes, someone wants to purchase an iPhone.
Yes.
Someone is going to concentrate on the camera.
Okay.
But I don't even like the camera. I'm not a camera person. I want the size. You see? I want, how much gigabytes am I going to get after buying? Maybe I want one tera, because I'm always putting, I want to concentrate more mostly maybe on content. I don't really care about the quality of that picture. So the first thing which I should do if I'm a salesperson is, Madam Shami, you're here.
Yes.
You want to purchase a phone. May I kindly know what type of, what are you looking for in a phone?
What do you need?
What do you need? Like if you're selling a laptop to someone, is it for school? Is it for someone who is working? What documents do you want to save into this computer? What type, do you do videographing? Are you going to also insist on the camera? Are you going to also insist on the size? So it will avoid, like even when you're selling a house, someone is into real estate.
Alright.
You know, us blacks, we are so concerned about the size of the houses. How big is the houses? But I'm not being a racist. The whites, they're worried about the yard. Is there vegetation? How big is the yard? They're not, most of the time they don't concentrate on the size of the actual house. They're mostly concerned about the size of the what? The outside appearance of that house.
Okay.
So if you're going maybe to, there's going to be a big bedroom. Yes, you're selling to a white person. Then you start saying the bedroom is big. It's a 42-roomed house. But there's no parking space.
Right, so basically what you're saying is that you need to find out the person that you're selling to, what their needs are, and speak to their needs. Don't just speak to, you know, what the product is, the service is, but speak to the needs of the customer.
Address the needs.
Okay.
If you want a shirt, if you want any service, let's say someone is into service of maybe accounting or even taxation, what's the problem? Solve the problem. And maybe also help by asking quality question. You can also help the customer or the client to also disclose other problems which they might not even be aware of.
All right.
That's what maybe which is going to be addressed by these other features. But you see, it's coming from the problems, then you are getting the features.
Okay.
But our normal source people, they are busy concentrating on the features.
They're just down, you know, offloading the information to the person.
The information to the person, and people, they hate being sold.
Okay.
So from today, what I just want to say to the people, today, stop selling. Just stop selling. Start being an assistant buyer. Take your customer side. Take your client side.
Okay.
If I feel that you just want to give me a service or to give me a product,
And
then you
make
don't
your money
care.
and go.
You should be caring.
Okay.
And seem as if you've ever gone to maybe a boutique, you want to buy maybe a nice dress.
Yes.
But you end up buying a jacket, you end up buying shoes. Why? Because this salesperson was really good.
Yes.
She was assisting you to buy, and you should make buying so smooth and painless that when someone leaves the shop, that's when you should say,
They'll be like,
but I
spent so
spent the
much."
whole salary here. But
Like,
you
how did
say,
that
no, but I
happen?
feel good.
Okay.
This salesperson was really, really, really good. They know your size, they know your body shape, they know what you need, your taste, etc. You are excited.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just take the time to listen to your customer. Take the time to just don't sell. Be an assistant buyer.
Exactly.
Right, okay. Is there a sales system or process that you would define as being perfect? Like, you know, is there such a thing? What would you say, if there is, you know, what would you say is a perfect sales system, or at least close to perfect?
Okay. a perfect sales system, it differs with industries, but many of those things, they are the same. Maybe I'll just quickly go through the 13 steps which I call a perfect system.
Okay.
It starts with the attitude.
All right.
Your attitude towards the client, number one. The way you're going to greet a client, number two.
All right.
Your fact finding, the way you're going to ask those questions.
Oh yeah, or back to those quality
Exactly.
questions.
Then the appraisal, appraising now the questions and find a solution. Number 5, you select a good product. Number 6, you demonstrate how that product or that service is going to work. Number 7, you do what is called number 7, we do what is called a trial clause. A trial clause now, if you ever gone to the shop, then someone's just saying, you're new. How are you going to see your dress? It suits you. You're giving ownership. You're trying to close. Then number 8, we can do what is called a service walk. From number 1 now to number 7, I'm explaining to you what is in it, the service which you want to offer you or the product which I want to offer you.
Okay.
Then number 9 now, I'm writing everything. People, they trust what they see, not what they hear.
Okay.
People have heard a lot of lies. So they
Absolutely.
trust whatever you have said, from fact finding, from greeting. We're now putting it in what? On paper, black and white. Then you put what is called a write-up or a proposal. Then thereafter, you now do what is called, and you're now negotiating the terms, the conditions, and maybe the price, etc. So you're looking at my perfect sales system. I never mentioned anything about the price up to the 9th stage.
9th step.
That's
yes.
when you're now going to disclose the price after you've built enough value.
After you've told
After the
person of
customer
that,
has
exactly.
seen. Because sometimes if you just hear, a house in Zimri Park selling at 200,000, you're like, these guys are crazy. You see, that's what most of the sales people, they make that mistake
of giving
they
the price
give
first
the price too
before
early.
you have actually just
Build value. So you should first build value, make someone see that house,
All right.
make someone feel that house, demonstrate that house, write everything on paper about that house, then you can now disclose the price.
Yes.
Then after that now, we do what is called a close. A close is, that's where the exchange of money is going to happen. Then afterwards, you deliver the product or the service. Then this is where most of the sales people get it wrong.
Okay.
They think that after selling to someone, that's the
it.
end of the
That's the
relationship.
end.
But that's the start of the relationship. Because why? You want to do the follow-ups.
Okay.
Maybe after 3 days, check. Even after they've just bought your product or your service from you, thank you for doing business with us. We are excited. I hope this product is going to solve all your problems. Just maybe after the day after they've left your shop, 3 days after,
Follow up again.
you're new. How is it solving the problems? Are you finding nice? Is there any way I can help? After 7 days, you also follow up on them. After 14 days, you're now asking for the referrals, or maybe you're actually even getting a second sale.
All right.
So that is what I call a perfect sales system. A perfect sales system should have a follow-up. Your customer, you should be always in a relationship with your customer. That's the person you must concentrate on. People, they've got a problem of trying every day. You are busy hunting for new customers.
New customers.
Every day you are busy looking for new clients. But start concentrating on the
ones that you have. Like, take good
and they
care
are
of the
easy
ones
to
you have.
sell. They know your product. You
They've
don't have
already bought
to
from you
introduce.
once.
Yeah, you don't have to introduce yourselves now and again. Yeah.
All right. Well, if you want to learn more, about this perfect sales system and have more in-depth information about it, join us on the 2nd of April at Sabre Business World. We're going to take a short little break and we'll be right back. Welcome back to our Ask Jada the Charaji Vendor show, the second segment. We're going to continue along the veins of selling. So a lot of people complain that they don't have money and that the economy is tough, and yet other businesses are flourishing. Like, can you help with ways or tactics to get people that ask for services to actually buy, pay for those services?
Yeah. Wow, that's a good one. People have got money. Contrary to what people think, that Zimbabwe doesn't, they don't have money, that's a lie. If you just want, maybe you can go to Samora Machel just to check the type of vehicles Zimbabweans are driving.
Okay.
Your DG6, your Range Rovers, People, they've got money, but sometimes if you don't sell your product well, they won't have money to give you.
Okay.
So if someone, you know, someone who has got $1 million or even a billionaire might say something which is selling for $100 is expensive because customers are waiting for the value.
All right.
If you give them value, let's say even if I'm selling my book, Jerry the Chartered Vendor,
Yes.
someone doesn't buy the book because it's worth $20. Someone is buying value which is more than $20. So until your product, until your service exceeds the value, maybe by more than 10 times, someone is never going to buy from you, whether they have got money or even they don't have money. Because
Right.
yeah, how many times have you seen someone breaking the bank? You want a house, you know that a house, I really need a house.
Yes.
Or maybe my mother is sick. Or maybe you want to have an operation done in India. You can even borrow the 50,000. You can even, the whole family
Because it's
can
got value.
contribute to 50,000 because value of life is priceless.
Yeah.
So even 1 million, even 1 billion people, they can break the bank so long if they want to save someone's life. So it's also the same with your product. It's also the same with your service. Make sure that the product which you are selling and how you are selling, it's not about the quality of the product. We started talking about the features. It's not about the features having a nice product. How many times have you noticed that you may say, this product, where was it?
Where was it?
How did you even... when
How did
you
I
start
miss
selling?
it?
Exactly, because the product is good, but you're even saying, why are people not even buying it? Just
Because you have not, told the
it's
value
not
story.
out there. People, they value a product which is omnipresent, which is everywhere. If you are obscurity, you're never going to make money. Money follows attention.
Okay.
Where there's the most eyes, money will actually take. So someone who is in business right now, be it in Gweru, be it in Zimbabwe, what I just want to tell our viewers is Zimbabwe is a land of opportunities. Some of the margins people are charging in Zimbabwe, you can never dream of those margins in other countries.
Yes.
100%, 200%,
Yes,
300%.
I feel like in Zimbabwe it's an unspoken rule. No one charges a margin less than 100%.
Exactly. But people, they still buy.
Yes.
So it means even the cars people are driving, they've bought those cars for cash.
Yes.
Very few people are driving cars on credit. But if you go to countries like South Africa, most of these cars are being driven on credit.
On credit.
Phones, everyone who has got a phone in Zimbabwe, they've bought that phone in
They've paid
cash.
for it.
They've
yes.
paid for it. So what I just want to say, let us remove the culture of saying the economy is hard. Let us make our clients see the value. Let us learn this skill called sales. If you learn this skill of sales, you'll never be broke.
Okay.
You can stay in any country, you can sell any product, you can sell any service if you know how to sell, if you know how to build value, if you know how to... Do you know that even a meeting has got a
Yes.
formula?
Okay.
There's a meeting a formula which I call POGO formula. I actually used it today to another client,
Okay.
and I ended up telling him that I used that formula, to him, and he was surprised. POGO, I'm saying, when you get into someone's office,
Yes.
just say, the first P is the person
Okay.
you're dealing
The person
with.
that you're talking to.
Contrary to what has been said about sales, about B2B, B2C, B2B, yes, business to business, B2C, business to customers. But at the end of the day, you are into B2P,
Yes.
business to people.
To people. Don't
People
forget the
want
people
to
element.
feel good end of the day.
Yes.
So if you get to someone's office, just imagine and you say, hi Jerry, your office is nice. Oh, because when you get into someone's office, you can just feel and you can just see what they like. Some of
Okay.
them you can easily tell this guy likes Manchester United. This guy likes his family. So you say, oh, you've got a beautiful family. Then that person can engage because you are mentioning something which is in his heart.
Okay.
So it's called a POGO formula. The O is the organization. Understand more about that
The
organization.
organization.
When did you start? What is your vision for the next who started this organization? How many people are in this organization? What do you guys do? People, they want to talk about how difficult it was to start. How did they borrow money? How did they struggle alone to build that organization?
Yes,
They
and,
start emptying everything and forget about even what you are selling. Remember, I said stop selling.
Okay.
Be an assistant buyer. Then the G now, we'll talk more about that. The G is the goals. In next 5 years, where do you see yourself in next 5 years?
Okay.
What do you want to build? What's your vision? Maybe I want to be in the whole Africa. I want to transform the African continent in terms of how they do the entrepreneurship. That's me.
Okay.
Then maybe the obstacles to reach that goal. That's where your real money is now. Because
Yes,
if someone
because once
is
you
going to
understand
say,
those obstacles.
the souls these days they are a bit slow. I'm even maybe I'm not getting finances. That's when I'm now coming in as a consultant now to help them,
And
because
you're
I've
saying,
had their
okay.
obstacles and I haven't sold anything. But these people, they can start mentioning those things to me.
And you're
how I'm
already
going to-
answering all of those.
Exactly. That's how I'm going to close the deal. So that's called a POGO formula. So what I'm just saying is, you really need to have to be trained. Sales is a science. Sales is something which is a bit technical. There's a lot of maths in sales.
Yes.
But people, they think that you need to be beautiful, you need to talk too much,
Okay.
you need to smile a lot in order for you to sell. Contrary to that, you need to understand what is sales. For
Okay.
example, in a selling situation,
Yes.
let the customer speak 53%.
Okay.
You speak only 47%.
Listen,
When
just
you
take the time
see
to
yourself speaking too much to a customer, you are the one who's going to be closed.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have time to think of the next question. Write notes about what they are talking about, so that you give another question to ask
Okay.
them.
And the more you listen, the more you get to understand the obstacles, and those obstacles, how you can then solve them.
Exactly.
Which is then showing the value that your product is, and you've actually sold without selling.
Exactly.
Without actually just physically pushing your, product into somebody's face.
Exactly.
That it's just, there's just so much
So
insight
we should,
here.
we
Like
should
there's
just remember, always customers, we always listen to WIIFM.
yes. What's in it
What's
for me?
in it for me?
If you are as excited as I am to, find out more about sales, all of these, the formulas to meetings, I didn't know such a thing existed. But now, when you think about it, you realize that there is just so much information that you can get, and you learn every day, and you learn every day. So please be sure to join us on the 2nd of April at Saver Business World, and like, subscribe, share, and don't forget to actually buy the book. You will find that there's actually a lot more information in the book